And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in FreeCol, or free colonization, as the Spanish. If everything's going according to plan, should be starting up a war with the natives soon, so we can take their stuff. Boycott our tobacco! We accept, because we just don't want the tobacco boycotted. What? Dog is trying to get my attention. I think it probably wants me to go to bed, which isn't going to happen, so... Yeah, gonna be a little bit awkward getting this one started. Because the good farmland, the good fishing land, we need stuff to do. Couple turns, we'll have the ability to explore the ruins, which will allow us to do the farming. And then once we have the dock done, we can do the fishing. Let's go to Europe. Cloth should be a decent turn on effort. Okay, so that's the irrigation. Want some lumber, so we'll go get a road out to some of the wood source. Oh, because we're making a horse. That's where that's going. Would like the dock, so let's get him working on the dock. Instead of, you know, growing a horse, half a food, half a person worth of food. Since the liberty is up to 30%. What I can do, so we can keep the weaver working at full speed, is swap this guy back to making cotton. Well, too much cotton being produced, but what we can do is we can turn the cotton off later. Does that go back and forth between the two jobs? That's not what I want you to do. that's what we're supposed to do. So we've selected this one. I want you to really game saying that the numpad's not going to work today. And this is really much the game. This is not the numpad because it's working on and off. Has to do with if the unit's selected or not. But yeah, has to do with the game's understanding if the unit's selected or not. La Navidad is done with the building queue. Probably don't want to bother with the armory here. We've got tools, so we can build things that require tools. So it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to do the weaver shop. Maybe the tobacconist? Yeah. Guess we have a specialty tobacco deposit and cotton deposit. How long out? 4 turns. So this guy's gonna grab that one, then that one. That means we can farm that, which means we can get the city going a little bit faster. And I'm trying to look for the last Arwak city, so I can know where all their stuff is, so I can get rid of it all. I start that, which is why I haven't started a war yet. That doesn't want to work. Okay. So at this point, I can roughly deduce that if there's another Arawak settlement, it's on a different continent, or island, or whatever. Okay. That's still fine for 2 more turns. 2 more turns will put the guy we got doing construction over to instead gather some wood. So we can build up the wood stockpile, so then I'm going to sign him back to shopping, or doing carpentry, so we can get the dock going. There we go. All boycotts in effect are dropped is maybe a little tempting. Although, like my Magellan. Nothing but a rumor. Which is fine. That means our guy doesn't go puff, at least. La Isabella. Yeah, it's a much better farmland. So go farm the better farmland, please. Although that's at the moment barely better. The miner, after all, is not a particularly good farmer. Oh, that reminds me, I should swap him with the actual farmer, you know. Boycott the cloth. If we were working on the boycott removal, I'd hit the no taxation one, but we'll accept here. You make Liberty Bells. You do farming. There we go. So now we could have another person in the town, and we'd be able to feed them. Oh, and you need to make lumber. $69 gold. The game has a sense of humor today. Completed our weaver shop. Now that we know what we do, I want this guy to go there instead. Oh, and we got a person sitting at work. Oops. Let's grab a galleon. A couple pieces of artillery. I assume one of these settlements is going to be wanting to trade goods. Hopefully one of the coastal ones. That'll work. The French declared war on us again. Not give me more... No more mercenaries. Although we have enough money, I wouldn't be surprised if the crown just came out at one of the turns randomly and went like, hey, we've taken all your money and given you troops. They sometimes do that too. The answer to what could go wrong there is, in theory, I suppose in this situation we could find treasure in the middle of the French who we're at war with. Is not the French supposed to be more diplomatic, or is it only for the natives? Their civ bonus affects tension with the natives. So, yeah, it's only really with the natives, and it doesn't affect the AI. The AI's preference for peace. It affects the natives' preference for peace, if that makes much sense. So the natives should be less likely to attack the French. It doesn't stop the French from attacking the natives. And the AI in this game, I don't think actually discriminates based on its bonuses, so... The AI French doesn't really take advantage of its bonuses. Any more than the Spanish one does. Oops. No, not yet. Yep. Okay. Gonna have to wait a couple turns for the artillery to catch up. Well, I'm only planning on bringing one of the artillery pieces along, but I'll wait a couple turns for it to catch up. Oh, I'm almost missing one of the ruin rumors that I'm walking past. Should go to that one next. Not sure if it's going to take the commander. We'll have to remember to do it right at the beginning. Okay, now I've got enough food that we can have someone also carpentry. At the same time we're doing lumber gathering. Okay, completed our tobacconist shop. Means unless we're ready to build factories here, and we're not. Not got enough tools for the fort. Don't want the other distilleries or production buildings. Grab a wagon train. And then we'll have to turn... Well, I don't have to turn it. I'm going to turn off the carpentry industry. Although, I might ship that out to the other town. Let's see. You to go there. Nothing but a rumor. Which is not, as far as the game considers, a negative result. Okay, we're gonna sell our trade goods. We are getting more than we paid for them. Okay, we're not gonna buy the cotton. Buy the furs. And then back to port. The French are now at peace with us. Okay. And we're now in position to start the war with the local natives. And you can see we have as the Spanish, a conquest bonus, which is a 50% bonus against the natives. So this is optimal use of Spanish artillery early game. They've acquired the horses off of our guy who's been defeated. So we won 4 of those 5 battles. Didn't manage to take the town yet, so they still got a garrison of something. Nothing but a rumor? Well, every situation where it's nothing but a rumor could have been, you know, the Explorer Ghost book, so... The French are at war with us again. Okay, we'll start off the attack again with the artillery. The Braves, the Orc Nation, are shaking their weapons. They have adorned their belts with the scalps of their enemies, and their torture stakes show signs of heavy use. So they're very angry. Start having you wander back to town to grab some horses. We plundered 900 gold. In the form of, as you can see, a Spanish treasure train. With that, I think we should be safe to come out. It's fine here. Lead to the wagon train. And yeah, at this point, definitely don't need the carpentry industry working here. Actually, just gonna have them straight up leave. Go over to the other one. Well, Isabella, we got enough timber for the moment. We'll do some irrigation here, help with farming. Again, you're going to finish the walk back to La Navidad. Whereas we're going to have the cavalry start working towards the other village. Although we'll have one make sure that the treasure gets there safe. Actually, no, that's... We would have done the flight infantry, yes. And if I do want to bring the cannon to attack the location, we're better transferring it by boat. Since the Liberty is at 49%, another petty criminal on the dock. you as a dragoon. And then we'll purchase another cannon. I think that's a R-Walk? Yeah. Kind of our colonist without a home. Start wandering him over this way. There shouldn't be that many Arwalk left in the area, but I can always be wrong. There's a dragoon. Nothing but a rumor. Nothing but another rumor. I'm not getting particularly great luck with the cities here. Not enough forces there, so you actually want to probably go over to La Isabella. Where I probably have enough forces. Yeah. Crown will transport your treasure to Europe at no extra charge, except taxes, of course. Because we picked up the Herman Cortez. It's the... Well, he also guarantees that the natives will have some treasure. Although, this isn't a very big treasure. Although, that might have been a situation where had we attacked them without Herman Cortez, the natives would have had no treasure, so... Upgrading 0 to 900 is not bad. Ship has arrived in Cadiz. Unload. Let's bring back a expert fisherman, an elder statesman. Go wrong. Get a random colonist out in the middle of nowhere. It's not exactly a wrong, it's just a thing. Are we walking back slowly, or do we just set up a random colony? Seeing a couple coastal minerals that we can play around with. Set up colonies next to those. You can either extract silver from them or ore for tools. Probably go with the silver. Three more King's Regulars in the Expeditionary Force. La Isabella is done with the docks, and the War of Spanish Succession, which is an in-game event, has resulted in the English and French New World colonies being merged. So now we'll under the control of France, who has a bad habit of declaring war on us. Okay, so here I want warehouse into lumber mill, or maybe lumber mill and warehouse. Get a church, stockade, stables, and then the schoolhouse. And then hopefully by then we'll have brought tools in, so we can do the printing press line. And now we can do fishing. And then the lumberjack comes in, so we can move the lumberjack. I'm gonna do the same thing. Go lumberjacking. Now, well, until we have the lumber mill done, we have way too much wood production here. That's probably fine. Let's get one of those guys. Here we go. Hotkeys for ending the turn don't work when you've got a unit that doesn't exist. So we're gonna select someone else. Back down to the point where we can't declare independence, which is fine, we're not ready for it. Pioneer's back to being a free colonist. Isabella has exceeded the wood amount. Okay. For the moment, we'll just do that to make the construction faster, so we can burn down the wood stockpile productively. Okay, we're going to dismount, disarm this guy. Gonna put you back on planting. You're gonna get assigned tobacco planting. And we're going to load up one of the cannons for the attack across the way. Okay, so here's where I want to set up a colony. That to start off, yeah, it's putting on the Sons of Liberty, but no. We have this magical resource that wasn't nearby called Silver. So we're just gonna make 1 silver. Same here. It'd be twice as good as a road. Be twice as good again if we had a proper silver miner come in doing it, but silver is still silver. It's still worth enough. Actually, let's get you go to the garrison, the closest one. No, we don't have high enough Sons of Liberty yet. So you probably want to go over to La Navidad. Okay. We're gonna take a penalty. If we just throw these 2 in the town. So we're gonna take people out. Basically just replace them. Although I could probably safely get away with the penalty, that wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, we'll just suffer that penalty, it'll be fine. So the penalty will go away quite a while, actually. No, it's just going to be faster to leave them outside the village. And the way I can tell is, you can see I have 3 Liberty Bells. If I put them in the town center, basically, making Liberty Bells, we still have the same Liberty Bells, so they literally make it worse. Well, they're making it the same. I'm doing it. In which case, that's just costing us food. What could go wrong? That could go wrong. That's not exactly a wrong. Is that an artwork on the hill? It is. Oh, don't attack it with a Spanish scout. We don't want to attack it with a Spanish veteran. Ideally. Because, you know, 10 to 1 is much better odds than 2 to 2. Okay, I was going to be picking up stuff to go back to Europe. However, I need this galleon to pick up that treasure. Oops. That's not what I wanted that to do. Okay. Colonist has arrived. What do I want to do with the colonist? Can I train? That's a good question. Schoolhouse, yeah, so I could train someone in becoming an expert fisherman. And we want a lot of those. Okay, let's do that. So you need to become the teacher. It's not going to show up on here, is it? No. What is the school again? That's the school. So, he'll be an expert fisherman in 3 turns. Then what we can do is we could set petty criminal to be the student. This won't turn him immediately into a fisherman, which we don't actually want to be fishermen, so that's fine. But we can turn him back into a normal colonist using the schoolhouse. That was probably not the direction I wanted that to go, but it'll be fine. Because we probably wanted to run straight to the coast where we could pick it up the galleon, but... Oh no, we stopped production because of missing lumber. Now it's going to have more lumber than it ever wants. Yeah, let's get the warehouse done. 3 turns. The other alternative is to do that, which takes 4 turns. Now, I'll have to be careful to remember here, because again, I don't really want to turn them to an expert fisherman. Although you can clear specialties. So, if I screw up and he does become an expert fisherman, I can clear a specialty, it'll be fine. But yeah, from here on out, I don't need to buy expert fishermen. I can train them in the New World at the school. Same thing with the expert carbon planter. And arguably the same with the farmers as well. Just begin the artillery bombardment here. Okay. Good thing these get transported back to Europe for free. If I can get it back to one of my towns. Because otherwise the galleon would be real busy. Okay. Like, why do I see an artillery firing at one of my towns? Because an Arwark Brave just came rolling in and attacked us. I was worried it was one of the Europeans. And that the artillery was firing at us, not us firing at the native. Honestly, I think we have enough attack power with the cannons that the veteran dragoons here are really just to escort the cannons safely. La Isabella has completed the warehouse. Work on the church next, okay. Don't need the church done super fast. We'll accept that running a bit slower. For... oh, that was the wrong one. For a little bit more Liberty Bells. Because more Liberty Bells are going to let us start to put more people back in the town. Take advantage of the good food and all our construction capacity here. Plus, hills where we can mine, so we can make the tools to build all the things we want to build. There we go. Town has fallen. Crown will transport your treasure to Europe at no extra charge. Except taxes, of course. Yeah, I needed a cloth export at this point. Construction of custom houses. Yes, please. Save me a lot of micro getting stuff back to Europe. Oh, now it's close enough I can just do the loading. This turn. Back to the town with you. What could go wrong? It could be nothing. Nothing could be what could go wrong. Celebrate our victory against the treacherous Portuguese. We have graciously decided to lower the taxes by 3%. Huzzah! Ooh, expert silver miner. Ship has arrived. And we got a peace with the French. Thought I just received an expert. Oh, no. Guy got upgraded to become an expert silver miner. Slight difference. Slight difference. I think we're getting close to where we're going to do tool making, so let's grab a master blacksmith. Load him in the boat. We became master. Yeah, so it'd be nice to probably come out here, make a road, prove that, but in a complete rush to that. In La Navidad, indentured servant has become a free colonist through education. Okay. Okay, so at this point we don't need you being a fishing instructor. You want more fish? Sure. He's a fisherman. Yes. Because the person has been educated to the degree that we wanted them to. At least for the moment. And we want this guy to become a tobaccoist. And now we can drop the shush off as well. It's only worth 500, so that wasn't very big. How many do we have to pick up here? 7. Probably want to drop the scouts off on Hill Island before we pick up the rest anyway. Or... I'll actually have one of the veteran dragoons come over to San Domingo under its own power. So we can just walk. Well, I suppose ride would be the appropriate term. And the boat can pick up the rest. There we go. So they're still waiting for Liberty Bells to allow us to put more people in the town, because we definitely want to put more people in the town. Isn't... Well, actually... So, can we get the... Yeah, we're making tools fast enough for that. Which means we'll probably making tools fast enough for that. Get the printing press and the newspaper done. That'll help with the Sons of Liberty Rising. And the French declared war on us again. Isn't too much of a concern, as long as their boats don't come over. Okay, activate all those units. Load them on the boat. Of course, that's the moment the keypad wants to not work for the game again. It'd be nice, quick, 6 2s in a row. The keypad was working. Why does that go on? This doesn't. Okay. The boat will be around to pick it up on the other side. Little Island. So obviously not the thing we're looking for. That might be the thing we're looking for. Indentured servant immigrating. Okay, in the meantime, take these guys back to our colonies down here. Looking at the time, it's probably a good place to put a part break in. We haven't completely defeated the Arwalk. I think we may have just found their last city. I think that might be indication their last city's over here. But we defeated 2 of their 3 villages, earning us a decent amount of money. So yeah, the Chupi's got 4. Arwalk, we don't know where the last one is, but they had 3, they're down to 1. Hachi's got 4, Inca's got 1, Aztec's got 2, Cherokee we know where 1 is, although we haven't chatted with it yet. We know they have 2 other ones. I suspect we know where their second one is, at least as far as the interests are, are going. Yep. If you're watching YouTube, there'll be another part up tomorrow where we continue to be aggressive against the alien, or not aliens, natives. Continue to be aggressive against the natives. While trying to build up our economy enough that we're not scared of the Royal Expeditionary Force. Look at the military advisor. Oh, that's... Well, actually, no, that basically tells us it. They got 43 regulars, 30 artillery pieces, 19 dragoons. We have a total of 6 dragoons, 4 artillery pieces, and 2 scouts. So we're significantly outnumbered at the moment. We're probably ready to fight them when we sort of have parity in cavalry forces. At least parity. Well, probably want like 60 cavalry. If we've got 60 cavalry, we can probably easily win. We're not there yet. So, if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, we're going to record another part or 2 tonight. We'll see where we are at the end of the next part. With that, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time till the next part and our next stream. And with that, bye for now.